So, as I was thinking about the two candidates that we have to choose from for President of the United States, it occurred to me that maybe people just don't know what to look for in a good leader. Because otherwise, how would we end up with two candidates that make most of us feel like this? So I asked myself, what makes a great leader? I did a lot of thinking and I came up with four essential elements of leadership: wisdom, compassion, humility, and integrity. Number one, wisdom. What is wisdom? Wisdom requires a foundation of intelligence. It doesn't require genius, but deductive reasoning and the ability to problem solve are key. Then you must build on that foundation with something known as common sense. While in this day and age it's no longer common, it is a definite requirement for wisdom. A person who is lacking common sense can never be considered wise. Some things should come natural. They shouldn't require training, coaching, or even much thought. Some things are just plain common sense. And finally, the linchpin of wisdom is good judgment. Your brain is like an instrument. An intelligent person has been gifted with a fine instrument, like a Stradivarius. Having common sense proves they've learned the fundamentals of playing it. Now, will they just drag the bow over the strings and make noise, or will they compose a symphony? That's judgment. In other words, you have it. Now, what are you going to do with it? Number two, compassion. If a leader is not in it for the cause and to fulfill a need, he or she should not be a leader. In fact, that person is not a leader. They are simply using a position of leadership to gain a personal advantage. A real leader is one who leads because of what he or she has to give and not because of what he or she has to gain. A leader with great compassion. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. knew that his actions during the civil rights movement would likely cause him to be killed. He spoke about this publicly on more than one occasion. He also spoke of his desire to live a long life. He had nothing to gain and everything to lose, and yet he was compelled to continue. A leader without compassion. Hitler was a very powerful man, but he is not known for being a man of compassion. In fact, he's known for the opposite. Saddam Hussein would be a modern day example of this same type of leader. Humility. This is very important. Arrogance has caused the downfall of countless leaders. Humility is not an option. It is imperative. A humble leader recognizes his limitations. He surrounds himself with other wise people who are not afraid to tell him the truth, and he listens to them. Making the best decisions, regardless of whose idea it is, outweighs her need to be right. Her concern is for those she is leading, not for her ego. Recognizing, believing in, and consulting the Almighty is the epitome of both humility and wisdom. Though it's no longer politically correct, our nation was founded on the principle of "In God We Trust." And finally, number four, integrity. An oak tree doesn't sway this way and that way with every passing breeze. It is deeply rooted and stands firm. A person of integrity will always be deeply rooted in sound values. They will be who they are, say what they mean, and do what they say they will do. Signs of a lack of integrity: says one thing and does another. Says one thing today and says the opposite tomorrow. Does shameful things in private that they deny in public. Generally known as a wishy-washy person who can't be depended on. In summary, when choosing a leader, don't be swayed by a great head of hair, a bright smile, or a snappy wardrobe. Don't fall for a colorful vocabulary or even big promises. Be smart and measure them against these timeless traits, and you'll never go wrong. Thank you for watching. If you agree, please share this.